Good morning, everyone. This is Kevin Hubbard, licensed professional counselor and certified mindfulness practitioner. And so today we are going to engage in our therapeutic meditative walk. So let's begin our walk with a few deep breaths on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Big breath in and exhale slowly. Good. Regulate your breathing. Allow your natural rhythm to return. And we'll start our next deep breath on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Big breath in. And exhale slowly. Let your natural rhythm return to your breathing. Good. We're going to do one more deep breath for good measure. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Big breath in. And exhale. And here we are on our meditative walk. We have the remnants of dead leaves all around us. We have beautiful weather. And if we go ahead and look above us, we see the beginning of the fall season. And so, one thing that we recognize about the fall is that it is the season of harvest. This is when we are able to reap what we've sown throughout the year. And so, the first day of fall this year began on September 22nd. And there are a few things that tend to happen when the fall arrives. There's an equal amount of sunlight and darkness per day. 12 hours of sunlight, 12 hours of darkness. And as we think about the word fall, what does that really mean? Well, before the 1600s, fall was actually a phrase. It was falling of the leaves. And so after the 1600s, we started calling it fall for short. And so I wonder, what happens to you when the fall begins? Well, for many of us, our bodies go through certain kinds of changes, goes through certain kinds of shifts. And so I want to talk about that a little bit as we explore our environment. One of the things that happens right away is that we notice how the cold weather begins to affect our body. And we notice the stiffening of our joints. We recognize and we begin to feel a little bit slower. And we begin to notice that our routine slows down as well. And so there are a few internal changes that happen. And those include our insulin levels are more resistant. And also our liver begins to produce more fat in preparation for the winter months. And so the fall tends to be a season where we want to adapt to our environment. So you might find yourself eating more soups and stews, enjoying a nice hot cup of herbal tea. And we know that there are all kinds of wonderful foods to help our bodies to adapt to this season. For example, honey for our immune system, elderberry for our immune system. We may begin to eat things like ginger, cinnamon, turmeric as an anti-inflammatory. And so we want to nourish our bodies as well as our minds as we get further into this new season. In this season, we begin to slow down, hibernate, if you will. And we want to embrace the kaleidoscope of colors and hues. We want to allow ourselves to laugh, allow ourselves to still feel, even though the weather is cold. And allow yourself to embrace the flow of energy that's going through both you and nature. On the count of 3, take a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. And exhale slowly.